What is COPD? COPD stands for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and it is a progressive lung disease. It's a combination of both chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Now, it's true that some people will have more of the chronic bronchitis symptoms while some have more of the emphysema symptoms, but COPD is a combination of both. COPD can be caused by smoking as well as environmental factors. So, if you're exposed to other things that you're breathing in that could damage your lungs, that could cause COPD. Some examples would be really bad air pollution, working around a lot of fumes of any kind, and just being around somebody who smokes can actually still cause you to get COPD. Now, COPD can also be genetic. When we're talking about genetic COPD, this is something that is caused by something called alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. So, if somebody were to have alpha-1, then they would also possibly have genetic COPD. Now, the symptoms for alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency are going to be the same symptoms for traditional COPD. Some symptoms of COPD would be shortness of breath, which is the symptom that most people notice first, that's going to take them to the doctor. Could also be a chronic cough. Now, listen, not everybody has the chronic cough, so if you're getting short of breath and you don't have a cough, don't think that it can't be COPD because these symptoms can vary. Some people can have 5 different symptoms. Some people only have 1. So these are all of the symptoms put together, but you don't have to have all of them to have COPD. So even if you have one of them, you need to get checked out. But back to the symptoms. Okay, so we have the shortness of breath, the chronic cough. You might notice yourself wheezing. You might notice that you have limited ability to exert yourself the way you used to. So get fatigued more often. And you could even have some digestive issues like GERD or chronic swelling in your belly after you eat. Anything like that could be related to COPD. While COPD is not reversible, there are things that you can do to minimize your symptoms and just make things easier on yourself. So if you know that you do have COPD, I always say go to a lung doctor because they're going to be the best ones to tell you what you should and shouldn't do and to make you feel better. Family doctors are great at what they do, but I'm telling you, if you know that you have COPD or any other lung disease for that matter, you do want to see a lung specialist. They're going to help you the best. Another great thing is pulmonary rehab. So while it's not going to fix your lungs, so you're not going to really rehabilitate your lungs, so a lot of people will say there's no way that your lungs can be rehabilitated if you have COPD, and that's true. But what pulmonary rehabilitation does do is it makes things easier on you. You're going to build muscle strength. You're going to learn breathing exercises. You're going to learn the right, wrong way to take your medications. All kinds of stuff goes into pulmonary rehab. So if you do have a COPD diagnosis, I highly recommend a pulmonary rehab program. Now, the best way to diagnose COPD is with a complete pulmonary function test. This is going to test the airflow limitations as well as how the air that you're breathing in crosses into your bloodstream. So it's a very important test, and if you do have a COPD diagnosis and you've never done a pulmonary function test, then you really need to do that because it could be a misdiagnosis. And either way, it's also the only way to tell you what stage COPD you have. It's best to stay as educated as you possibly can on COPD if you do in fact have it. There are new things coming out every day, new medicines every day. So just stay up to date on everything. That's going to help minimize your symptoms on a day-to-day basis.